Oh, that's bright. Just like my last name. What's up, homies? Welcome to my channel. Today I have decided to give everyone a home gym tour. I have been getting questions about like what I use to work out, how I add weight, where I got my equipment. So I'm gonna answer those questions today and show you guys around my home gym. I also have some very exciting news, probably more exciting for me than it is for you, but it's exciting nonetheless, and I feel like sharing it. So here you go. Enjoy the video, you guys. So, the exciting news that you guys have all been waiting for, I'm about to share it with you. It's also the reason that my face is extremely close to the camera and it's super crisp and clear and cropped like this. If you haven't already guessed yet, I got a brand new camera and it is specifically made for vlogging and it's perfect for the active kind of shooting and lifestyle content that I want to create. So I am super excited to share this with you guys. It's the Sony ZV-1 and I got it from a couple friends down at Sammy's Camera in LA area. So they hooked me up, they got me this awesome camera and this is my first time using it. So we're gonna see how this goes. I'm gonna learn a lot along the way of using this. I'm sure I'm not using some of the features or settings properly, but I did go through a cool YouTube video from my friend Jason Vong. He did this whole YouTube video that basically explained what settings that you should have on your camera as a newbie and like some of his favorite settings. So I put all those on my camera and hopefully they will make a difference. So let's see how this goes. So I just realized that I had the tripod stand out and after watching that video playback, I decided to use it the correct way. See, we're learning. All right, so my home gym is behind me, and every time I work out, I have to take the bikes out because the bikes take up a lot of space in my garage, and we have nowhere else to keep them, so the bikes are stationed over there temporarily. On the left here, I have my daily motivation. This is Brendan Moraes. Yes, and I'm proud to have this here. I have no shame, but this is also Niall DeMarco. I'll give you guys a close-up. These guys definitely helped me get through my workout. Just look at this. Just look at this guy. Anyway, moving on. Right next to that we have some mirrors that we installed recently. So we got these mirrors at Lowe's. There's about 2 here, and then we have these little clips that we just put onto the cabinets. They were pretty cheap. I think they're about $12 each, something like that. And we just put them up there, but I really like having a mirror to see like when I'm working out because it helps me like critique my form and make sure that I'm like hitting the right muscle groups that I want to. So I really like having mirrors here. I think the second one was just put up like yesterday. So I've been working with 1 mirror so far, but 2 is nice so I can get that whole view of myself. Anyway, down here we have my barbell that was actually created by my dad. And he made this earlier in quarantine to help accommodate for me trying to, oh, I'm falling. Okay, well, we're gonna probably cut that out. So this is the barbell that he made. I have this super ghetto way of putting these weird dumbbell things on here, and like this is an ankle weight. But I just do anything that I can to like add weight to it. And so I'll show you guys how this works. It's really cool actually. So this is the end of the barbell where we can add and take off weight that we want. It's held by this weird like orange clasp thing. So you have to like turn it and then you have to turn the main segment. It's kind of hard to do. Basically, I'm just gonna explain it because it's not, I can't do it with one hand. But you take off the orange thing and then you can like add weight as you need to. I think this little orange clasp thing was pretty cheap at Lowe's, and then we got the barbell, like the actual pole thing. If you want more details on how you can build your own barbell, maybe I'll do a separate video on that because that's kind of cool. And the wooden plates, like they aren't too heavy. But if you add a lot on there, they can get pretty heavy, like pretty quickly. So that's, yeah, I definitely add a lot of weights on there when I'm doing like leg days and stuff. Like it is crazy, but I make it work. I make it work. So these are my resistance bands that I use. And I think they range anywhere from like 10 pounds to about 50 pounds. So this is the doorstop. So what you do is you open the cabinet and then you put this little end thingy into the corner of the door, and then you can thread it through. It's hard to do with one hand, but as you can see, this is how it looks, and that's how it works. Once you have it threaded through, you can take your handles, and then you can do a whole bunch of exercises with it. It's super cool. With these bad boys, you can do a lot of cool back exercises, is what I've decided to do, by just taking the straps and pulling them back. And this is an awesome workout. The only problem with using resistance bands is that they're not like consistently the same weight throughout the full movement. So it's a little bit weird. I would only use them for like when you're trying to burn out and do like a lot of reps. I wouldn't use them for like heavy weights because then your form can kind of like suffer if you're not consistently pulling the same weight. You get what I mean? Yeah. So I don't use the resistance bands for everything, but just certain movements, I like them. Okay, right over here we have our little recovery area with our foam roller. Yes, very nice, very nice. $5 on Amazon. And then next to that we have our weight selection. I will go into detail about this, don't worry, and it looks very messy over there, so ignore that. I've gotten these plates from my grandma, I believe. And I think this one is about 10 pounds, and then there's one in here that's like 7.5. So this is an adjustable kettlebell, and it's really cool. It's adjustable because you can take this little flap down, and if you see here, you can take the pin out and put it at a different weight. You lock that in, put this up, and then you lift it, and then there's like the weight is left over that you didn't need, and then you just put it back on. So it's really cool. This was actually, I'm borrowing this currently from a neighbor friend, so that was super generous of them to let me borrow it. And then over here I also have a 20-pound dumbbell. I don't use this one too much. I used to use it for Bulgarian split squats because it kills, and 20 pounds is like all that I needed at the time. Now I use about 25 pounds, which isn't like that much of an upgrade, but it's still like I can feel the burn. The biggest kettlebell I have, 45 pounder. This is from another friend that was super generous to let me borrow it. If you look to the left, it's a little messy over here. This is my brother's climbing stuff. He's got his climbing shoes, a harness, and then these are my climbing shoes that I haven't really used very much because I haven't gone climbing recently. But all of this stuff is there. We even have like a little chalk bag. Woo! Chalk. So then looking at the weight selection that I have, at the beginning of quarantine, I started out with like just these little 5-pounders over there, the purple ones. Throughout quarantine, I have gotten all of these. These are the only ones that I've bought. The rest are from friends or family members who were generous enough to let me borrow them for the time being. So they're not technically mine. Actually, this one is my grandma's, but she gave it to me, and then these two are also my grandma's, and then she gave them to me. So super generous people here that are helping me out. But anyway, 25-pound dumbbells. These are great for like chest press and stuff. I like to burn out on them. These are my 20-pound dumbbells. These are epic for bicep curls. You know I love my bicep curls. And this is 11.5 pounds, kind of a weird size. It's supposed to be 5 kilograms too. So yeah, that one's good for like shoulder extensions and stuff, like when I'm just not ready for the 15 pounds, but I'm also, you know, graduated from the 8-pound. So this is a cool sandbag thing. I actually use this for leg day when I'm doing hip thrusts, because I'll position this right underneath the barbell, and it's a nice cushion, and it also adds 20 pounds. So that's perfect. Right above all of the equipment down there, we have all of these thingamabobbers. This is a resistance band. It's the only resistance band I have. It's also a borrowed item from a friend. This is a pulley system. I think this is my brother's. I don't know why this is here, but I think this is supposed to be for our pull-up bar, which I will get to in a second. But this is supposed to take weight off a certain way that I'm not sure yet. These are our larger resistance bands. These are mainly used for like practicing pull-ups and stuff. I really use the red one, which is about the size 2. So it like takes a lot of weight off when you're trying to do your pull-ups. But so we have all of the sizes here. The green one is the smallest one, so that one would make it really hard for pull-ups. But as you can see, these are pretty long, so they're really good for a lot of different exercises, but I mainly use them for pull-ups. So this wall, my brother actually completely made. I really have nothing to do with it. He's the climber in the family, and he's trying to like recruit all of us, which is working on me for sure, especially now that we have this climbing gym or climbing wall in our home gym. So yeah, he bought a lot of these little holds and stuff. He bought a lot of them, and I think he was also given a lot of like the green ones. The green ones are like the ones that he was given, and then the colorful ones are the ones that he bought. So he has put some money into it, and then he also put a lot of time into it because he like constructed this whole thing out of wood and then like put it up with like these balance beam things that are hanging from our ceiling and stuff. So it's like totally makeshift. We even installed this little lighting system right here. So it's like automatic when you come in and it's like super dark, it'll sense your movement and it will turn on. But you can also like set all the different settings on this little keypad. I think it's, yeah, it's like a little remote that you can take out. Can't take that one out. There's one right here. Here's one. Yeah, you can take the remote and then you can just change all the different settings that you want. So it's like super cool. I think you can adjust the brightness too. And then you can play music, and it's just like a really cool, chill climbing area. So that's pretty sick. Right underneath the climbing wall, you've got the crash pad. Right there, yeah. So the crash pad is used for when you're free climbing. I think it's called free climbing. And you aren't going too high, so you fall on the crash pad. It's kind of like a safety net, like in case you fall. So he likes to use that crash pad. It's supposed to be like a super expensive one. Which I don't really understand, it's just foam, right? But apparently you need quality foam if you're gonna fall on the foam. So I guess that makes sense. I think my favorite part about the home gym is the pull-up bar that was constructed by my brother once again, and my dad. They put some work into this one. The pull-up bar is so awesome because it has these like grips on it. He put this tape, white tape, I don't know what you call it. I don't know what you call it, but it's super grippy. And I used to be doing pull-ups in my room, which I could also show you guys my room pull-up bar, but it's like, it's just, you know, a generic pull-up bar. But this one has been like super helpful because it's like really tall. And the one in my room is definitely not as tall. It's probably like, it hits me like right here. So I'm like, I have to bend my knees and it's just a little different. So this one is super cool. I will try to do a pull-up for everyone who's watching and get a little sneaky peek. My pull-up progress. There's one for you. Yeah, anyway, the pull-up bar is one of my favorite parts about this whole thing. Next to it, these are a ring set that we got for my brother, who is super into calisthenics. I don't know really what to do with them yet, but it's cool that we have them because you can just kind of experiment and try new movements and stuff. This side of the gym is a little boring. All we have is a tool chest, which was a staple in our little garage before the gym was here, so it's not moving. I do have my water jug on top of it currently, which is a staple of the gym. You need to keep your water next to you so you can rehydrate during your workout. I try to drink a gallon every day, as you can see. I'm not very close to done, but hey, it's only 9 a.m., so get off my back. On this cabinet, we have some workout programs. This one's my dad's. He's working on doing pull-ups better, so he has a ton of pull-up exercises labeled there. And then I have my NICKI'S gym sign. I have my workout program that I actually have totally changed my workout program. This is the old one. I've totally changed it and I have yet to update it, but it's all like in my phone. So I just kind of been using my phone as my workout program, like reference. But I do plan to print it out on a spreadsheet like this and then re-update it because this one's a little old and not very specific. So in the very center of my home gym, I have another favorite piece of equipment, which is this bench. I got this bench for Christmas and it's super cool. It has a ton of different adjustable like parts to it, so you can change the height of the back, and it's super great for stabilizing all my overhead movements. And I also like to use it for like core because it kind of creates like an unstable environment when you're like trying to balance on your back. So I really like this bench, and it's kind of like the coup de grace of my home gym because it like puts everything together. It makes it a little more official. So Definitely one of my favorite parts. One more thing, I do have a speaker that plays music, and it's not the greatest speaker, and I don't really use it very often. I usually use my AirPods when I work out, but I have a speaker just in case I have like a friend over, tear, or a family member usually that would come over and work out with me. So the speaker's there just in case, you know, that would happen. And then the random miscellaneous stuff of the home gym consists of boxes that I have no idea what are in, and some extra light fixtures, and also a ton of like rakes and poles and things that are just gonna be part of a little garage where we keep stored things. As you can see, I have gotten a lot of my equipment from like borrowed family members and friends, but we also have built a lot of the stuff that we have in here. So we put a lot of energy into it. Honestly, it took about a year to get this kind of the way it is. It's really nice to have home gym equipment because you can really be creative with your workouts and you can do virtually anything that you want. Body weight movements are also really great that I was using a ton more in the beginning of quarantine when I didn't have any equipment. So as you can imagine, it's so nice to finally have real equipment thanks to a lot of my friends and family who have helped me get the gym where it is today. So anyways, thank you guys for watching my home gym tour, and I'm really excited to start using this camera more to share my daily life and start sharing more content. So with that said, have a great rest of your Sunday, and I'll see you next Sunday. Bye!